Welcome back, everyone. It's Stray Faye here with another episode of Cafe Enchante. Alright, in the last episode, did chapter 1 of Kaoru Rindo's route. Started off pretty on a high note, going shopping for a gift for Mikado's girlfriend. and then there was a twist. We learned that Mikado's girlfriend was not human, per se. She is that little fox plush that he always carries around. And that the fox plush is also Rindo's little sister. I wasn't expecting that to be their angle. I do remember, like, back when we were doing the main chapters, like, we briefly mentioned like Rindo's sister, and then like he kind of had a sad look. So I thought like maybe the angle was gonna be, oh, like his sister was killed by non-humans, so therefore you should stay away from non-humans too. I wasn't expecting the angle to be, no, my sister was turned into a non-human and now is feasting on my colleague. But that's what they're going with. Alright, so I guess it's the day after, and looks like Kotone is just grinding coffee beans according to the sound that's coming through my headphones. Alright, let's see what's going on with her head. Mr. Rindo discloses to me the identity of Ku. Despite this shocking revelation, time goes on as usual, bringing about a new and normal day. And so, I'm here as usual, opening the cafe and greeting the guests inside. You can't concentrate, not after hearing that. Kotone? I did ask for my coffee to be a bit stronger than usual, but isn't that a bit too much? She's been at it, grinding the coffee for about an hour now. What? That's a long time to be grinding beans. Doesn't like your hand get tired? Sounds like she's using a manual crank. Okay, I lied. How are things today? Absolutely not normal. This isn't good. I need to act normal. Ukyu? Something undoubtedly happened at the GPM. Maybe we should ask her. Well, yeah, but I'm not sure we should pry if she isn't bringing it up naturally with us. Is there truly a problem with her? She is acting a bit peculiar, but her vital signs seem to be in order. I think it's more mental than physical. What the heck? Hey, Kotone! Huh? Oh, are you ready to pay? It comes out to 23 million. Why, you sleazy little no-good? That price is a joke, right? Oh, huh? Wait a sec. Let me calculate again. Hold on a sec. I ain't paying yet. Huh? Really? I'm so sorry. Then you want steak? I mean, if you're still gonna make it, I'll eat it. Got it. I'll be right back. Hey, wait. She's gone. Ugh. What the hell's wrong with her? She's not listening at all. Not sure what's going on, but something is clearly off with her. I can only hope that she is okay. Phew. I let out a sigh after going to the kitchen. I messed everything up today. I have to compose myself. I keep telling myself to get it together as I grill a steak for Ignis. But... that's right. I'm so sorry. It's time to eat. I guess my dear girlfriend is more interested in food than fashion. Here you go, Koo. What a scene. I instinctively cover my mouth just thinking about what happened yesterday. A former human turned non-human? And its real identity was... Mr. Rindo's younger sister. Mikado was talking to Koo happily as if it wasn't supposed to be a doll. And then, Koo moved and bit into Mikado's scarred arm. Behind me was Mr. Rindo, who was looking on as if he had lost all hope in something. I can't get the image of what happened out of my mind. A former human... A human turned non-human. I've never heard of that, even after I took ownership of Enchante. I wonder what happened to Mr. Rindo's younger sister. I have no idea or even the slightest clue of how that was possible. But if that did happen, would myself, my mother, and everyone I know be worried of me turning into a non-human? No amount of thinking is gonna help me out here. I had an opportunity. I was thinking about using the opportunity to ask Mr. Rindo questions. But he looked like he was in pain. At the very least, I was in no position to ask him to relive whatever happened. Which is why I left as soon as I could, once Karya finished up his medical checkup. I wonder if Mr. Rindo will come today. Oh, I better get back to Ignis's order. Well, I have a feeling I misheard what he said. I better get back out there. As soon as I serve the steak, Ignis eats it in an instant, then... Can I ask why everyone is staring at me? Why are they looking at me? You haven't been yourself today. We're just worried about you as your patrons.
Kotone, if there is something on your mind, let us know. We may be able to help.
Well, it depends on what is bothering you, but we can ease your worries.
Great choice of words there, bud. Anyway, you're only screwing up our lives by keeping this mess up. Not like we can force you, but if something's on your mind, spill it.
He's right. I'm not helping, and it isn't good for Enchante if I stay like this. But it isn't that simple. I mean, it's not my place to share something so personal without Mr. Rindo's consent. Alright, the correct option is don't talk. I don't know, I feel like divulging this, maybe they would have some ideas, but... we'll keep his secret. If he hasn't mentioned it before. Don't talk. This isn't about me. But everyone here knows Mr. Rindo. To add, I do trust everyone here. If so... I can only say so much. That's okay. Take your time. Think about how you want to say it. I nod, hearing Miser's kind and warm words. Keeping what I know to myself isn't gonna get me answers. After some thought, I decided to talk about what I heard, but without delving into too many details. Do you mind if I ask a question? Is there any way for humans to become non-humans?
Huh? Humans turn into non-humans?
Aside from how Kaoru lived, thinking he was a human, no, nothing comes to mind.
I agree with Canis. I've never heard of such a thing. You're not talking about guys who have both human and non-human parents, right? Like, you're asking whether you as a human could turn into a non-human, yeah?
Well, yes, exactly.
I haven't lived as long as everyone else here, but I've never heard of anything like that either.
Canis, Il, and Ignis all said they never heard of that, but... How about you, Miser? His brows twitch as he slowly begins to speak. Well, I've never heard about it before. But that could be possible. Huh? Is that surprising? Well, yes. Let me ask you a question. What's the difference between a human and a non-human? Huh? Well, the appearance? Yes, but we have a lot in common. Like, we both have 2 arms and legs, and a nose and a mouth. Oh, like, maybe Canis, but... You have to admit, there are lots of non-humans who don't look any different from humans. Look at Il and Ignis. Even Canis looks like a human when he has that helmet of his on. I suppose. But you guys can use magic and all kinds of superpowers and such. I know this is gonna sound strange, but we look at humans in the same way. Take that smartphone of yours. When you think about it, it's a lot more impressive than most of the magic we use. Heck, you can use it to contact others on the other side of the world. Well... I understand what Miser is getting at. Miser continues the conversation, but I can't help but frown as I try to digest what he's saying. I don't really think the differences between a human and a non-human are so numerous. First of all, it's not like nature decided to determine who is a human and who is a non-human. Well, I guess, but... Mr. Rindo has kept telling me that humans and non-humans are different. When I saw Ku move yesterday, the first thought that came to mind was that it was a non-human, but... Even so, Mikado was treating it like it was a human being. Which means that to Mikado, Ku is more than just a non-human. In other words, whether it was human or non-human, it didn't matter. So what makes us different? Oh, she froze again. Come on, you've got to be kidding. In any case, we better not pry any further.
We should move to a table for now.
Mr. Rindo. I wonder how he views humans and non-humans. He's very totalitarian. It's like us versus them. But like, non-humans are very numerous, diverse. As for Ku, I wonder what really happened with his younger sister. Kotone. Rindo keeps things to himself, so if you want to know more, you need to dig a little deeper. He may put on that he trusts you, but I'm sure he's still cautious. I guess you could say he's just trying to act more like a mature adult. Miser. Wait, I never said anything about Mr. Rindo. It's pretty obvious considering you've been acting like this since you last saw him. I mean, there are only so many people from the GPM that would be concerned for you. Or that you'd be concerned for, rather. You're right. Miser chuckles hearing me agree. Mr. Rindo acting like an adult. I reflect back on my interactions with him. Mr. Rindo does treat me well, but he never seems to be vulnerable with me. I guess you could say he didn't let me get too involved with him. As far as I could tell. Also, my work is so specialized that I can't vent about it to most people. I thought it would be nice to have someone to talk to. I recall him saying something like that. Well, he hasn't vented to me yet, that's for sure. I was hoping you wouldn't have found out. Mr. Rindo seemed like he didn't want to talk much back then either. Maybe it's because he thinks he's gonna get hurt if he starts talking about something as personal as this. I can relate to that a little bit. I'm afraid he thinks of me as a stranger. Just the thought of it brings a sharp pain to my heart. It's been a while since I've been at Enchante, or he's been at Enchante. I thought I was pretty close to Mr. Rindo. He's always been kind and thoughtful. But maybe his kindness was just a way to put some distance between us. I don't mind him discussing things with me, or even opening up and being vulnerable. You've shared a lot with me, and I thought it best to be equal with you about myself. In order to be treated as equal, he needed to open up to me. But the fact that Mr. Rindo doesn't talk to me candidly must mean that I'm not an important person to him. I don't think that's really true, but... Well, I guess in his eyes, I'm just a kid and too young to be talking with about his painful past. It's frustrating, and to be quite honest, I have this strange sensation in my heart the more my mind races. As I kept thinking, or rather pouting, I hear a chuckle from a certain someone. Like I said, you need to really get up close and personal with him, or else he'll keep pulling away. Up close and personal? But isn't that a bit much? You worry too much. Rindo wouldn't mind at all. I've known him for a while now. I know where he draws the line. That said, he's a lot more conservative than he looks, so it won't be easy getting close to him. I see. Thank you, Miser. You're welcome. As a patron, that's about all I can do for our dear cafe owner. I have to admit, I'm such a softie when it comes to helping out the rivals in my life. Miser says with a bright smile as he places an order for a refill of coffee. He's right. If I want to know more, I need to get closer to him. Hearing Miser's words of advice is making me feel more confident in myself. I grab the grinder and try to focus so that I won't make the same mistake as the first cup. In the afternoon on another day, I'm out walking down the street with Ignis in tow. I asked Kari to watch the cafe so I could buy some supplies. With my grocery bag filled with meat, we head back on to Enchante.
I was taking a nap, you know. Should have asked Canis to come. He would have followed you like a dog.
Canis is in Medio. Mind you, you were the one eating up all the meat in the cafe. Ignis's mouth twitches a bit.
Whatever. You better grill him good.
You got it. With Ignis half compliant, I take out my phone. Weird. I haven't received a single message from Mr. Rindo today. I was planning on asking Mr. Rindo more questions when he comes to the cafe to discuss Ku, but these past few days, Mr. Rindo hasn't shown up. I've sent messages to him and he usually responds with, he's too busy. Not much of a reply, really. Maybe Mr. Rindo doesn't want to talk, period. He could be avoiding Enchante now, so that he doesn't have to put up with me asking him questions. You wouldn't have found out. Keep hearing what he said in my head.
What?
Oh well, I was just thinking that Mr. Rindo hasn't stopped by recently.
If you want to see him, why don't you just go and visit? Shinjuku is right around the corner.
Well, Ignis is right. It's not like anything is stopping me from traveling such a short distance to see him. Then again, I don't think I have the guts to barge in on his work just to ask him why he isn't texting me. Like some crazy girlfriend. Then again, it's probably better for me to see him in person instead of trying to get an answer from him by text. And even if I tried to get him to answer through text, he'd probably just completely ignore it.
Man, you're acting weird.
I can tell Ignis is staring at me. It's not surprising, considering I can't stop frowning the more my mind wanders. I look up and notice a park up ahead. Huh?
What's wrong now?
Over there. I noticed some guys standing in front of the park wearing suits that reminded me of a certain organization. They seem to be preventing a mother and child from entering. I'm very sorry. Oh, what's going on? We received reports that the playground equipment is broken, so this area is off limits until everything is repaired. Yeah, sure. And they wouldn't send guys in suits for that. Come on. Oh, really? Why can't we play at the park? I apologize, but for your safety, we'd like to ask you to leave until things are repaired. Broken playground equipment? Wait a second. Ignis, aren't they?
Members of the GPM? Which means they're up to no good.
I doubt there's a need to turn everyone away just because of broken equipment. I can only assume there's something there that the GPM wants to keep people away from. And I wonder what's going on.
Come on. If it's GPM related, it has to be about non-humans.
If that's the case, maybe Mr. Rindo is around. I stare at the park from afar, trying to find someone I may know there.
Why the funny face? So curious, why don't you just go over there?
Huh? But they won't let anyone in.
That doesn't mean you can't get in.
Oh, without a chance to reply, Ignis lifts me off the ground. Oh, hello. Are we just gonna jump over? Somehow, everything is upside down. My body bounces up and down with every step. Before I knew it, I'm in the park.
See? Nothing to it.
I don't even... Tell me before you do something like that!
Yeah, whatever. Just pipe down, will ya? The GPM is gonna find us.
I cover my mouth and look around. But no matter how hard I look, I don't see anything strange in sight. Huh. There's nothing going on.
Looks like it. But this park is pretty huge. Maybe there's something.
Oh. Before Ignis could finish his thought, a roar is heard from the center of the park.
Bingo! So what now? You wanna check it out?
I quietly nod to answer Ignis's question. Oh, hello. I hear gunshots and explosions. Sounds that aren't normal in these parts, though I've gotten used to them ever since I took over Enchante. Which would explain why I didn't hide in fear as soon as I heard any of it. We hide behind the bushes and look in the direction of the commotion. Huh? What is that? Oh. What the? A lion? Grrr. I thought it was gonna be like a minotaur, honestly. The non-human was so huge that I didn't notice a GPM surrounding it. Looks like the GPM has their sights set on it as they continue to fire their weapons at it.
Oh. Looks like he'd put up one hell of a fight.
Ignis looks rather excited as he puts on a smile. As for me, I'm more nervous than excited since I have no idea what's going on. Ah! There he is. Take notice of a familiar face standing among the chaos. He's facing the non-human with some of the GPM members. I finally found Mr. Rindo. The men are closing in on the surrounded non-human, following the detailed orders given by Mr. Rindo. Good. Now, use a suppressio. Why does it sound like a Harry Potter spell? Sir! On Mr. Rindo's command, the men fire their weapons. Immediately after, Mr. Rindo tosses a round object towards the non-human. Upon contact, it explodes, dispersing a light pink smoke around the area. The smoke drifts so far that it reaches the bushes we're hiding behind.
What the heck is this? Damn, it reeks!
Huh? I don't smell anything. That can only mean that whatever Mr. Rindo just tossed out there must have been one of those non-human weapons. I look towards where the grenade was tossed to find the non-human slowly losing its motor functions. Seizing the opportunity, Mr. Rindo quickly closes in on it and... I'm sorry. That's all I could hear from him. He puts his gun to its head and pulls the trigger. The non-human slowly crumples to the ground. It lands with a loud thud and kicks up dust into the air. Urgh. The non-human meekly cries out its final roar as if it were calling to someone for help. It stops moving. Seeing the life leave its body, Mr. Rindo slowly lays down his weapon. I thought they weren't supposed to kill. Aren't they just supposed to capture and, like, relocate? Maybe it was too dangerous. He turns around to the other GPM members. Mission complete. Do you guys mind? Sir! With Mr. Rindo's orders, the GPM men lift the non-human into a container. Immediately after, the GPM go around to the other men. Looks like they're carrying out their own injured men from the front line. They're moving in a formation and very systematically, suggesting they've done this many times before. I'm not sure what to do now. Should I just come out and show myself, or should I just keep hiding? As I ponder what to do. Damn, you got some moves, Rindo! Before I could stop Ignis, he steps out and starts up a conversation. Of course, Mr. Rindo looks towards us and he fixes his gaze on me. Ignis, you too, Kotone? I slowly come out of the bushes, a bit embarrassed to be found like this. You two are spying from there. That was dangerous. Well, I guess Ignis would have been okay, but... Oh, we were just walking by when we noticed the GPM outside the park, so... I haphazardly explain what happened and why we were there, to which Mr. Rindo chuckles in disbelief. As for Ignis, he's very vocal about how Mr. Rindo could have done better and how he'd like to challenge him in a fight. Dude, it's not really a fair fight. And Mr. Rindo's probably gonna have to, like, try to kill him anyway, because... I mean, like, you have to have a certain amount of power to be able to suppress and give mercy to something. Rather than just, like, ending the fight immediately. Ignis is elbowing him jokingly, but... As for me, I'm not really sure what to say, especially with the current situation I'm in. You look a bit nervous. Did that scare you? Oh, no! It's just that... Huh. Looks like that non-human lion was taken away. I can see a large truck driving away from the park. About that non-human, is it, dead? I chose my words carefully as I questioned Mr. Rindo. Yeah, our tranquilizers didn't work, and he attacked a number of people. I want to say something, but I'm not sure how. Mr. Rindo notices my struggling and starts a conversation. That kid was a Type 2 non-human. He actually lived here among the humans for roughly 30 years. Huh? Mr. Rindo forces a smile as he looks at my surprised face. I know it's hard to believe after witnessing what happened here, but he was once a quiet little kitten. He came here 30 years ago, wandering into an elderly woman's home where he was adopted into her family. Wait, did he just, like, evolve or something? He didn't pose any threat, so the GPM classified him as a Type 2. We kept tabs on him, but... a few days ago, the woman who fostered him passed away. Since then, the kid continued the woman's daily routine, walking around town as they used to together. And then, the moment he saw someone resembling her, he attacked. At first, I think it was to him was roughhousing and playing around. Drink some more water, gonna run out. But after finding out that the woman was no longer around, he began to get violent. And sure enough, the GPM had to classify him as a Type 3 non-human. A Type 3 non-human. Impossible to communicate with, deemed hostile based on their behavior. I assume he didn't know humans have shorter lifespans than many of the other non-humans. Mr. Rindo looks in the direction of the truck drove off to. Seems calm and strangely indifferent. It's hard to tell what's really going on inside his head. Time seems to fly by. Mr. Rindo and I take a seat on a bench after Ignis tells us that we both don't look too great. As for Ignis, he heads back to the cafe with the groceries so the meat doesn't spoil. Oh right, we still had that. I'm gazing at the GPM members cleaning up after the chaos. There are those who conceal their intent tactfully and later exert their powers. And that power that's exerted can be at such tremendously terrifying scale, capable of taking many human lives. I recall this strange speech that Mr. Rindo gave me a while ago. Back then, I didn't really understand what he really meant by that. It felt really out of place to me, but now I realize that he was hinting at the potential tragedy that non-humans can bring. I spent a good amount of time with the regulars at Enchante. Made me think I knew and understood the non-humans. I thought I knew everything. But in reality, humans and non-humans are different. I find myself squeezing my own wrist out of reflex. Out of nowhere, a bottle of milk tea is handed to me. Kotone. I look up to see Mr. Rindo smile. Come to think of it, he did say that he was going to the vending machine. Thank you very much. I take the bottle from Mr. Rindo. He sits down next to me. Feeling better? Yes. I'm glad to hear that. Mr. Rindo smiles again and takes a sip from his can of coffee. I follow suit and take a gulp of the milk tea he just gave me. It was nice and warm. The sweetness spreads through my body. I know it was by sheer coincidence, but I'm glad you are here. You got to see another side of the non-humans. You're the owner of Enchante. I vaguely hear Mr. Rindo's mumble. Humans and non-humans in coexistence. Sounds like a good idea, but I've seen my fair share of how it can end. I've seen a non-human made of fire who burned his lover alive after trying to comfort her with a hug. Oh god, it's just kinda thinking back to the other route. Like, now that we've done, like, other routes, I'm just like, oh, I see where this is coming from. But yeah, I think if we did, like, Rindo's route first, it would have been like, well, that's unfair. And an aquatic non-human wanted to play with his friend and ended up dragging him underwater where he drowned. And like what happened here, they don't understand that their beloved died, so they begin to wander aimlessly. What's sad is that none of them killed their loved ones out of malice. They simply wanted to show their affection, but it resulted in the deaths of these innocent humans. What's normal to non-humans isn't normal to humans. No one's really at fault here. Just a series of bad misunderstandings. But that's a critical difference between humans and non-humans. Mr. Rindo speaks in a calm manner. A bit too calm. It was as if he was hiding his feelings. Here you go, Koo! What's normal to non-humans isn't normal to humans. No one's really at fault here. It's just a matter of bad misunderstandings. Those are Mr. Rindo's words. I need to ask. Is that what happened to your sister? Mr. Rindo doesn't say a word. But I can tell he's a bit tense now. Is that form of hers from this difference you just brought up? I instinctively grab hold of Mr. Rindo's arm, sensing that if he leaves, I'll never be able to ask again. Kotone. Mr. Rindo, can you please tell me? What happened to her? I want to know more about what humans and non-humans really mean to you. I'm so close to him now that I can see his eyes shaking ever so slightly. It was as if he was trying to fight off his anxieties. Mr. Rindo goes deep into thought. I'll stop by the cafe later tonight. He mustered whatever strength he has in him to mumble that response. I returned to Enchante after parting ways with Mr. Rindo. Q! Whoa! Hey, Kaoru! Stop it, it's gonna spill. Q? Kaoru's getting in the way of Karia trying to do something. Strangely enough, it felt good seeing them playful like that together. Thanks for keeping watch, Karia, and sorry for being late. By the way, what are you doing? Huh? Whoa, I didn't know you were back. Karia quickly places something on the counter before hiding it by standing in front.
Oh, that took forever. You look a bit better now.
Sorry you had to carry everything back, Ignis. I feel awful about that.
Don't worry about it. Anyway, take a look at this.
What? I'm not done yet. Ignis quickly moves Karia aside. I look at the counter. Oh. Is that a coffee float? Hard to believe, but it looks like Kario is making a nice coffee float all by himself. Oh. Wait, I see the ice cream on top. The ice cream looks like Koo. Or not Koo. Q. Koro. That's what Koro says. Even gave him little mint flippers. It's topped with vanilla ice cream and dressed with chocolate that looks like Kororo. Wow, it's so cute! Huh. I don't recall having any ice in the fridge, though. That's what you think. All you need is milk, cream, egg yolks, sugar, and vanilla essence blended together and placed on top of a Karia. Yes, Karia is quite splendid. May the god of ice cream bless you. I'd rather be blessed for something else. And more importantly, I'd rather not be compared to an ice cream maker. Huh. Wait, so Karia actually made the ice cream? Well, yes. Miser made the coffee, though. Karia always helps me serve the coffee here, but I don't recall seeing him ever making anything before. Maybe he was trying to cheer me up after Ignis told him what happened to me earlier. Thank you, Karya. Miser. Stop it. I just thought it'd be great to have a new item on the menu. Kaoru could enjoy it too. No, he's blushing. He's embarrassed. Come on, he's only in middle school. Not used to the intention. QQ! So, Kaoru jumps up and headbutts Karya in joy, seemingly trying to match Karya's energy. Ouch! What? Kaoru's headbutting you too? I always thought Kaoru only did that to Ignis. Well, he started doing it to me recently. I suppose Kaoru is much closer to Karya now. Wasn't that how Pakus show their affection? Strange way to do it, if you ask me.
Easy for you to say. Try getting punched in the gut every day.
Q!
All that aside, why didn't you try Karya's float? It's your call whether or not to put it on the menu.
Sure thing. I take a sip of the coffee float. I'm surprised how perfectly the sweet and bitter blends together. Wow, it's so good. This is amazing. Huh, so it's owner approved. Sweet. I have more of the ice cream in the fridge, so you can use it to make other things. Karya scratches his rosy cheeks and then takes a scoop of ice cream from the storage container and gives it to Kaoru. Q! I bet it feels colder and tastes better with Karya scooping and feeding the ice cream to Kaoru. Kaoru lets out a happy squeal. The Ice Fairy, Karya, and the Pakus, Kaoru, make a great team. But humans and non-humans in coexistence. Sounds like a good idea, but I've seen my fair share of how they end. Mr. Rindo's words come to mind. If Karya disappeared for some reason, would Kaoru attack innocent humans just like the non-human I saw back at the park? To be specific, Karya is also a non-human, but he's lived in this world long enough to be called a human. So one day, they might have to part ways. And when that happens, who knows what kind of danger that will create for them and everyone around. That may not be the only problem that arises. For example, what if Kaoru grows larger and his horn grows just as large and sharp? If that happens, the affectionate headbutt Kaoru gives his friends could end up being fatal. What's normal to non-humans isn't normal to humans. No one's really at fault here. It's a case of a horrible misunderstandings. But that's the critical difference between humans and non-humans. Miser says that humans and non-humans don't look all that different. Mr. Rindo says that the differences between humans and non-humans are blatant. I think they're both right in their own way. So, what are my thoughts on it? My life could depend on this subject, but I don't have a solid answer yet. It's just past 10 p.m. I would usually be in my room right now, but I'm out here cleaning things up slower than usual in hopes of Mr. Rindo showing up. The others returned back to their world or simply went back to their rooms. The cafe was empty and the air inside felt much colder than usual. Mr. Rindo did say he'd come during the night, but what happened back there isn't something that could easily be dismissed. For all I know, he may send his usual "I'm busy" text and try to play it off. But I haven't received a text from Mr. Rindo yet. This is getting nerve-wracking. I was the one who wanted to know more, but now I'm scared to talk about it. Keep cleaning the cafe in hopes that I can calm my racing mind when... Welcome! Hello there, my dear cafe owner. Are you still open for business? We have extended our hours today. Haha. Which means I have this all to myself tonight. Splendid. Mr. Rindo wears his usual calm and collected demeanor as he enters. Seeing him act like he usually does puts me at ease. Maybe he's just trying to act normal so that he doesn't put any pressure on me. Mr. Rindo sits down at the counter. Well then, can I get a cup of cafe au lait? I don't think I've had that one recently. Coming right up! I began to brew the coffee for the cafe au lait order. The coffee grinder whirs amidst the silence. That sound. That aroma. So peaceful. It's only been a week, but it feels like a lifetime since I was last here. Thought you grew tired of the coffee I brewed. Now that I think about it, it's been a while since I've seen Mr. Rindo from this side of the counter. Come on. Even if I didn't want a cup of your coffee, I'd still come here to see you. You know, that's not much of a compliment. Makes me sound like I'm a terrible cafe owner. Hahaha. Not quite what I meant by that. The coffee is important to a cafe, sure, but the atmosphere of the cafe and the owner are just as important, if not more. I liked Enchante back then when Swan was still around, but it's a lot more relaxed now. Swan isn't gonna like that if he's listening right now. I'm sure he'd be upset. That water drips slowly through the fresh ground coffee. There's a bit of a lull in our conversation. The dripping gets faster. The sound of dripping of coffee and roaches our moment of silence. Mr. Rindo, what kind of conversations did you have with Grandpa? I suppose this conversation isn't any different from the ones I've had with him. Which means that you playfully tease him like you do to me? Well, that's not fair to say. Not once have I ever playfully teased you. Mr. Rindo shrugs his shoulders and looks at me with a wide smile on his face. You didn't flirt with Grandpa? He used to lecture me a lot. Told me to spend time talking to humans. He did? Yeah, Mr. Swan rarely said anything, but he should know how to pick his moments. He'd notice when I was tired or was feeling down, and would ask how I was doing with my work. I was drowning in my work at the time, so I think he said that to help me broaden my views on things. He would tell me to try and focus my attention on other aspects of life and enjoy it as best as I can. He squints his eyes in sorrow, as if he's mourning Grandpa. All without saying a word. It's as if Mr. Rindo doesn't feel like he has the right to say anything. All because he's with the GPM and is here to monitor the cafe. Because of Sawan, I was able to make an honest connections with the non-humans here at Enchante. I was able to see things clear, and finally found enjoyment in speaking with Misa and the others. Let's not forget that he also gave me the opportunity to meet the cute owner behind the counter. Not sure how to phrase this, but even if I were to leave the GPM, I'd most likely continue being a patron here. What matters is that I like everyone here, including you. And that takes priority over my job of monitoring the non-humans. Are you gonna quit your job? He sounded so confident in what he said that I took it as truth, so I couldn't help but ask to make sure. He quietly shakes his head. I can't. Sure, I've thought about leaving before, like when Shizuku turned into a non-human. And ever so naturally, Mr. Rindo touches on the main subject. Your younger sister, her name is Shizuku? Mr. Rindo nods to answer my question. Yeah, Shizuku was the complete opposite to me. Straightforward and honest. Mr. Rindo gazes at the coffee dripping slowly into the cup. Shizuku was working with Mikado at the GPM in the R&D department. The reason she turned into a voiceless non-human is because I wasn't able to kill Shizuku. Well, are we gonna reminisce? Go on to Rindo's perspective. Rindo Shizuku. Younger sister to Rindo Kaoru. A researcher, just like Mikado, who worked in the GPM R&D department, researching non-humans and paranormals. She was the only one I could call family. Kaoru? Working overtime again? Huh? Shizuku. Got some issues to work through still. I see. Well, instead of munching on those granola bars, why don't you grab some real food to eat from the cafeteria? Same goes for you, Shizuku. Color me concerned. I hear the R&D staff don't have time to eat. Don't worry about me. I've been going out to dinner with Akira. Akira. You mean Akira Mikado? Wait, you call him by his first name. What? What are you two? Do I really need to explain? Alright, I'm out of here. Just try to take better care of yourself. Wait up! Shizuku! What is going on between you two? You see, Shizuku and Mikado, R&D co-workers, were also seeing each other in secret. Shizuku never really relied on me much, mostly due to the age gap between us, and that our parents had passed long ago. She was a perfectionist with so many secrets. So when I heard she was seeing Mikado and that they were going out, I was a bit relieved. Mikado is a unique character, but I knew he was a good guy, that he was capable of showing care. Before I knew it, I began spending a lot of time with those two. We had a lot of fun together. I assumed that's what our futures would resemble as well. Unfortunately, I was wrong. And just like that, everything had changed. Shizuku had done something at work that left a stain on the GPM's records. She was researching for a method to use non-human life forces to rapidly further medical advances. But she was so obsessed with the results that she insisted on a particularly dangerous experiment. She suffered the effects of the experiment, turning her into a mindless non-human. Oh. Ugh! Oh. Oh, she went on a rampage. Damn it! Oh, okay. Rug! She looks a lot spookier than the fox that she looks like right now. Shizuku went on a rampage. She attacked the employees and sucked their bodies dry of blood. She was so dangerous that the GPM immediately categorized her as a Type 3, doomed for extermination. Back then, I was working in the intelligence division and was ordered to stop her. I was able to corner her and was just about to deal the final blow. Maybe it was the adrenaline from the fighting. Maybe it was the fear of my own mortality. Or maybe it was the painful reality of having to kill the only person I could call family. My arm was shaking relentlessly, with every bit of strength left in me. I aimed my gun at Shizuku. Pulled the trigger and be done with it. A human turned non-human can't be saved. I knew that well enough. That's why I couldn't let her suffer any longer. I knew that. Shizuku. She was the last of my family. I'm sorry. She was my perfect younger sister. My finger trembled. I have to kill her. I slowly pull the... Wait! Wait, Rindo! Mikado! Don't kill Shizuku! There's still a way to save her! That's not possible. I should tell him off and get this over with. I knew I was calm at that point, but I still wanted to hear Mikado out and find a solution. What's the plan? I made a prototype that can suppress non-human cells. It's a work in progress, but it could bring her back to us. At the very least, it should suppress and control her from going wild. And to be quite honest, she would make for an invaluable sample. So please, don't kill Shizuku. Mikado's pleas made him look like a researcher who was genuinely concerned with saving her in the interest of science. But I knew how he truly felt deep inside. I knew how much he loved Shizuku. Even if she was a non-human. Even if she couldn't be reverted. He wanted her to live. Mikado's feelings were pure and simple. Oh, alright. Back to Kotone. Mikado, Mikado's accolades at the GPM granted him the right to retain Shizuku as a non-human sample. He then injected her with his medicine that safely put her in a comatose state. Which brings us to the coup you know. Ku-chan, number 2. Its true identity is a Type 2 non-human and Kaoru Rindo's younger sister. She barely ever moves and just looks like a stuffed toy. She still needs to consume blood to live, but that's currently covered by Mikado, who feeds her with his own blood. And there you have it. How my sister turned into a non-human. Shizuku Rindo, Rindo's younger sister and Mikado's lover. She was transformed into Ku-chan, a non-human incapable of speech. I try my best to digest everything at once, but I can't come up with the right words to say. So, what I saw back at the GPM, that was Shizuku having her dinner. Mr. Rindo puts on a warm and gentle smile, seeing my eyes widen in awe. It was like he finally found solace in it. And that smile again. The sharp pain surges through my heart seeing it. Mr. Rindo smiles like that a lot. A kind and gentle smile like any other. A smile that would make any girl swoon. It never really bothered me before, but now I finally notice. Mr. Rindo must use that smile when he's trying to hide his true feelings. His sorrow, his suffering. Or maybe it's to show that he's given up. He smiles like that to push his feelings and thoughts deep inside, in order to prevent others from taking notice. He must have been scared seeing Mikado feed her his blood. But just Shizuku, drinking human blood is no different from humans eating and breathing in air. That's just how she lives now. Another day in her life, to her, existing in that form as best she can. What's normal to non-humans isn't normal to humans. No one's really at fault here. It's a case of horrible misunderstandings. But that's the critical difference between humans and non-humans. She's only able to survive in that form by drinking the blood of humans. Which is why Mikado is willingly offering his blood to her. But Shizuku can't respond. She can't smile or show any signs she knows what's going on. She's a silent Type 2 now. And that's the tragic story of what happened 7 years ago. He lets out a heavy sigh. Mr. Rindo turns his eyes away from me. Silence comes upon the cafe again. His story is so far-fetched that I can't fathom how it could be true. Which is why no matter what I try to say to him, I'm sure it'll come across as a petty condolence to him. Our relationship isn't strong enough for me to digest and accept his dark past. And to think I was trying to find a way to do something for him, I was so out of my own league. That wasn't very fun to hear, was it? But as Mr. Rindo, thank you so very much for sharing your story with me. As a owner of Cafe Enchante, and as someone who calls non-humans her friends, the least I could do was listen to what he had to say. I can't let his story stop me. I recall what the king of the non-humans a patron of this cafe had told me. I decided to get myself involved further. I think I finally know you a bit better, Mr. Rindo. You're trying to warn me of the dangers of humans and non-human relationships because of your younger sister's fate. Yeah, that's right. Mr. Rindo nods and chuckles a bit in self-scorn. It was as if he hated his very existence. But it's not just that. Like I said before, I've seen my fair share of humans and non-humans. I've seen them come together as friends, lovers, and families. But most of them had bad endings. Like some stories, human and non-human relationships have their share of tragedies. Princess Kaguya returning to the moon. The Snow Queen turning her love to ice. The Little Mermaid turning into foam. Humans and non-humans aren't meant to be together. The only response I could offer him, seeing his sorrow-filled eyes, was... correct answer is, I don't think so. I remained silent for a bit. I try my best to pick my words carefully to explain my honest thoughts. I don't think so. A simple disagreement to start with. Not really sure what I say is something that I should tell Mr. Rindo, but tragedy is just one side of the relationship. Not all relationships between humans and non-humans end in tragedy. First and foremost, tragedy and heartaches occur in human relationships too. History proves that very clearly. But this cafe and the gate brought many of them into my life. I cut off Mr. Rindo's response before he has a chance to finish it. Miser, Canis, Ignis. They brought fun and joy into my mundane, stressful life. And it brought you to me, Mr. Rindo. Human and non-human relationships aren't filled with tragedy. My very existence and Enchante is proof of that. I look straight into Mr. Rindo's eyes to show how serious I am. Suddenly, he begins to laugh. You're right. That makes a lot of sense. Then, this time he intervenes and begins to speak before I could finish my thought. But you're the exception. It doesn't change the fact that tragedy does happen. I have no intention of making you change your mind. In fact, you're as good as is, got it? Yes. I looked down. I realized I was supposed to brew coffee with the water in the dripper, feeling more like lukewarm than hot in my hands. The damp grinds are completely dry now, and trying to make coffee with it will guarantee some bitter brew. I'm sorry. I forgot to brew the coffee. I'll make the cafe allow right away, so you'll please wait. Say, Kotone. I look up upon hearing my name, only to find Mr. Rindo's face inches from mine. He's leaning against the counter towards me. I feel nervous with how close he is to me. He has himself bent forward so that his face is on the same level as mine. I think this is the first time I noticed that his eyes are so clear and beautiful. What is it? My mind's starting to get hazy from the situation, so I looked away to prepare the coffee when... Answer me this. Do you like me? You seem a little straightforward there. Excuse me? Well, where did that come from? I look at Mr. Rindo and he doesn't seem to think his question is funny at all. His stern face and eyes are preventing me from looking away. It's just a yes or no question. Tell me. When you said like, you meant as a human, right? I mean, not as a male, right? If so, you gotta say yes. Well, I appreciate the... Answer me a yes or a no. I try to change the subject, but he brings me back by simply asking me to reply one or the other. Did it even matter if I picked yes or no? He would have brought me to this response regardless. I guess you can say it's a yes. I see. Glad to hear that. Okay, well, let me ask one more. Between Maiza and Canis, who do you like more? There he goes again. My lips purse as I begin to pout over the question. It's not nice to compare which one I like over the other. What in the world is this all about? Is there a reason why you're asking me this? I glare at Mr. Rindo from close range and speak my mind. Huh? Nothing out of the ordinary. Just checking to see if I'm your first pick. I'm gonna seriously get angry. Haha, my bad. Doesn't know how anxious I was with his questioning. Like, how can I compare Maiza or Canis and everyone else among each other when they're all loyal patrons here? Despite the various relationships bonding us all together, I am the owner and they are my customers. In particular, Maiza and Mr. Rindo are strangely similar to each other. Both of them treat me like a kid and are overly protective of me. Then again, one of them is a king who is more than 1,000 years old. Kotone. What is it now? I better not hear another weird question from you. It's not easy finding a response when your questions aren't... Let's go out on a date. Huh? Just like that. And so, without much I could say, Mr. Rindo went ahead and set a date. I see Mr. Rindo off as he tells me that he's gonna go meet me here for our date. I replay in my head what he said to me earlier, and I try to make sense of it. Let's go out on a date. Just the thought of it's making me blush. What was Mr. Rindo thinking asking me out on a date like this? It was all so sudden. Going out with someone isn't that unusual. I've gone out with Maiza, Canis, Illinignus plenty of times. So I've pretty much gone out with the Enchante regulars before. But this is a real date, right? At least I got the impression that he was serious about this when he asked. Yeah, this isn't about buying groceries, Kotone. In any case, I better close up shop already. As I hurry to get the cafe closed, my mind keeps dwelling on what's to come. Suddenly, I hear footsteps and turn around to find someone I wasn't expecting. Hi. It's fancy seeing you here. Well, hello there, Kotone. Must be my lucky day seeing you outside. Am I too late for a coffee? Mikado? Oh. Well, I was just starting to close up. What brings you here at this hour? Oh, I see. No worries. I actually came to see you. Your timing out here is impeccable. What are you getting at? Heh. I'm known for my grace, aren't I? I came to thank you for your help. Mikado then whips out something from his coat pocket. What? And this is... Mikado shows his thanks, giving me a wooden doll. I've never seen anything like it before. It kind of looks like some sort of strange alien modeled from a cheap stock photo. Looks like some weird octopus. Aha! This particular doll was crafted by a certain non-human. It's supposed to ward off evil and bring good fortune. So here, for you! I take the doll in my hand as Mikado puffs his cheeks and grins widely. I'm not sure where I can put this, but I can't deny his goodwill. Thank you! You won't believe how much of a help you were. Ku is very appreciative. Isn't that right, Ku? Mr. Mikado looks at Ku in his arms and beckons an answer. Doesn't look like he's changed a bit since I met him. But now that I know Ku isn't just a doll... She's really Mr. Rindo's baby sister. Too many misters out there. A former human who turned into a Type 3 non-human and is now a Type 2 non-human. Is there a problem? You look mighty pale there. I wasn't aware I was making a face. I hurriedly tried to hide my expression, but I realize I can't. It's because... Mr. Rindo was here a while ago. Oh! Is that so? Shoot! I should have asked him to take me back. And Mr. Rindo told me all about Ku. Suddenly, Mikado's joyful expression vanishes. His blank, emotionless stare proves it. Mr. Rindo's story is true. I heard that Ku was a former human, and that she was Rindo's younger sister and your lover. After a brief moment of silence, Mikado begins to laugh. Indeed, you're correct! I'm so sorry. I had no idea. Why are you sorry? No matter her form, Shizuku is still Shizuku to me, and I love her all the same. I'm happy just having Shizuku by my side, alive, when she was supposed to die. Of course, I do know that a romantic relationship is classified as strange by common standards. I also know that many at the GPM who talk badly of us behind our backs. Geniuses are often misunderstood, right? Hearing Mikado talk about Shizuku reminds me of how kids talk about their fantasies. His eyes glimmer with a sparkle of hope. And that brought up a sharp pain to my heart. Say, Kotone, do you think our relationship is strange? Well, I say not at all. No, I don't think it's strange at all. I mean, we did do 2 other routes with the other non-humans. A literal headless knight. I'm not lying. I mean, yes, it's different from other romantic relationships. But who am I to say? I'm currently living with non-humans here at Enchante. What brings you love, and who brings you joy? They can be whatever you want them to be. Mr. Mikado's eyes widen hearing my words. Mind you, you're the strange one here. It's the first time anyone said that to me after learning of our relationship. He sounds different than usual. Mikado replies very quietly, as if he was shaking a bit. Kaoru! I'm walking back from Cafe Enchante. This is Mikado's perspective. I decided to enjoy the night air with Ku on our way home. Rindo's such a jerk. He could have asked me to come with him to Enchante. But I guess taking a walk, just you and I, is a nice treat. Maybe next time the cafe is open, we can go as a date. You like your cafe au lait with lots of sugar, right? I was so surprised when I found that out. Then again, researching and looking through papers does drain the mind. I shouldn't be surprised that you like your drink sweet. Because of you, I load my coffee with piles of sugar now, too. Oh, no. No. He's trying to make his blood sweeter. It's true. I'm happy as long as you're with me alive, but... one day... I'm sorry, I'm having so much trouble trying to get you back to human form. Oh, it's the assistant. Oh, if it isn't my dear assistant. Thank you for coming to escort me back. No, I didn't come to escort you. I've been with you this whole time. My dear old assistant looks back at Enchante and then towards me. You mentioned that you're happy as long as she's alive and with you, correct? Hey, no eavesdropping! It's not polite to listen in on my conversation with Ku. No, that wasn't a conversation. Let me ask. When you say happy, does that mean you're satisfied with the current state of things? Ha ha ha! Satisfied? Current state of things? I let out a chuckle. Of course not! I look towards Ku. I can tell she's breathing and alive just by her warmth, but... I want to talk with her again. I want to see her smile again. You wouldn't believe how perfect her smile was. Which is why I spent the last 7 years in the laboratory to find a way to bring her back to me. But my research hasn't given me many results. I was able to create suppressio through, though, which can slow non-human movements, among other items useful to the GPM. But the result I want hasn't come yet. Is it impossible for me to see your beautiful smile again? How many times has that question crossed my mind and broken my heart? Do you know why she's so quiet right now? Odd, considering the trouble that she caused as a non-human, right? The answer is really simple. It's because I've been injecting her with my suppressant every day. I want her to live. My only dream is to see her smile again, and yet I'm taking away her freedom. And sometimes I just want to stop injecting her and get it over with already. Sometimes I wonder if it's better to see her go on a rampage than having her lifeless like this. But Shizuku is the cause of all this. Her experiment turned her into a non-human and took the lives of innocent people. If Shizuku can regain consciousness, she'll probably want to repent for what she's done. The person I love is smart and kind. She also has a strong sense of justice. Which is why I need to restrain myself. Stopping the injection will only prolong Shizuku's suffering. I also have to keep the promise I made to Rindo. Can't break my promise with him after he spared her life at the very last moment. So, I can't let her go free just because I want to see her live again. I need to keep my promise to Rindo. I see. Well, now he doesn't seem very interested despite having started this conversation. He's holding a cell phone in his hand. I received a message from management. They're planning on promoting you for the achievements you've made thus far. Promotion? I'm honestly not that interested. I really don't care whether they promote me or not. But if I do get promoted, I'll have the seniority to do what I want. Such as work on getting Shizuku back. I guess the promotion will help me get a bit more funds from my projects. Very well. Can I assume you'll accept the promotion? I think for a while. I heard that climbing the corporate ladder only means more work to handle. But the GPM wouldn't be where they are today without the inventions I've created. Which means they probably need me to stay on my projects. If they ever try to move me out, I'll just throw another fit. I have only one goal in my life. Alright, Akira Mikado's second definition. His real age is 29. A scientist who conducts research every passing day, despite his agony of trying to change his love, Shizuku, back into a normal human again. But I'm stuck in limbo trying to attain that goal now. If so, then maybe this promotion is a good thing for me. Sorry for the wait. Sure, I'll take the promotion. All for Ku. All for Shizuku. Alright, that's the end of chapter 2. A lot of backstory about what happened to the Rindos. Alright, and then next time we'll start in Kotone's perspective. Alright, well, I hope you guys had a fun time with this. And yeah, we'll see where this goes in the next episode. Bye-bye.